My dad left his house only to me. My brothers say I stole from them. My name is Claire. I am 38 years old. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and 8 months ago I did something that my 2 older brothers say is the most selfish thing a person can do. They have called me greedy, heartless, and a thief. They have told our aunts and uncles that I betrayed our family. One of them has not spoken to me since. The other one calls me occasionally, but only to tell me that I owe them both an apology and a check. I do not feel that I owe them either. Let me explain why. My father passed away 2 years ago from a heart attack. He was 71 years old. He was stubborn and funny, and he made the best chili I have ever tasted in my life, and I miss him every single day. His name was Robert, and he worked as an electrician for 40 years, and he built a life for himself and his 3 kids through nothing but hard work and stubbornness and early mornings. Now let me tell you about my brothers. Marcus is 44 and lives in Phoenix. Derek is 41 and lives in Charlotte. I am the youngest and the only daughter. Growing up, my brothers and I had a complicated dynamic. Marcus was always my father's favorite in the way that oldest sons sometimes are. He got more attention, more praise, more patience. Derek was the funny one, the charming one, the one who could talk his way out of anything. I was the responsible one, the quiet one, the one who stayed local when my brothers both left for college, and never really came back. When my father got older and his health started declining, it was me who was there. Not Marcus, who visited maybe twice a year, and called every other Sunday. Not Derek, who had a million excuses and a very comfortable life in Charlotte that did not include trips to Nashville to help his aging father. It was me who took him to his doctor appointments. It was me who sat with him in the emergency room at 2 a.m. when his blood pressure spiked. It was me who managed his medications, who helped him with his bills, who had dinner with him every Thursday night for 6 years without missing a single one. It was me who held his hand in the hospital during the last 3 days of his life. My brothers both flew in for the funeral. Marcus stayed 4 days. Derek stayed 3. Now here is the part that matters. My father had a will. He had worked with an attorney to put it together about 5 years before he died. In that will he left his house, a 3-bedroom house in a good neighborhood that he had paid off completely, to me, just me, not split 3 ways, not divided equally, to me alone with a handwritten note attached that said simply, Claire was here. This is for her. He left Marcus and Derek each $15,000 from his savings account. They received that money within weeks of his passing. When the will was read, my brothers were shocked. Marcus said there must be a mistake. Derek said our father could not have been thinking clearly. They hired their own attorney to contest the will. That process took almost a year and cost everyone time and stress and money. In the end, the will held up because my father had been of completely sound mind when he wrote it, and because he had been very deliberate and specific in his language. The house was mine. During the entire will contest, my brothers stopped speaking to me almost completely. Marcus sent me one email saying that what I was doing, meaning accepting my inheritance, was destroying the family. I did not respond to that email for 2 weeks, and when I did, I said simply that I had not written the will, our father had, and that I was going to respect his wishes. After the contest failed, my brothers shifted tactics. They started calling me more regularly, not to apologize but to negotiate. Marcus suggested I sell the house and split the proceeds 3 ways since that was the fair thing to do. Derek suggested I let him and his family use the house as a vacation property, and pay me a small monthly fee. I said no to both of these proposals because they were not what my father wanted, and because the house was legally mine and I had no obligation to give away my inheritance to 2 men who had not been present for the last decade of our father's life. Last spring I sold the house. The market was good and I got a very fair price, $340,000. I used that money to pay off my own mortgage, put a significant amount into savings, and set aside a college fund for my daughter. I told my brothers I had sold the house about 2 weeks after the sale closed. I did not tell them before because I did not want another round of negotiation or pressure or legal threats. I told them the sale price. I told them I was keeping the money, and I wished them both well. Marcus called me 17 times in the following 3 days. I answered twice. Both conversations ended with him shouting. Derek sent me a long email calling me selfish, and saying that our father would be ashamed of me. I read that email once, and then I deleted it because I know with complete certainty that our father would not be ashamed of me. Our father knew exactly what he was doing when he wrote that will. He spent 40 years watching his daughter show up and his son stay away. He made his decision accordingly. I want to be fair to my brothers because I do think there is something genuinely painful in what happened to them. Losing a parent and then feeling like you were left out of the inheritance is a real hurt, even if I believe they brought it on themselves. Marcus and Derek did not have bad childhoods. They were not estranged from my father. They loved him and he loved them. But there is a difference between loving someone and being present for them. My brothers loved our father from a comfortable distance. I loved him up close, in the difficult moments, in the unglamorous day-to-day reality of watching a parent age and need help. My father saw that difference. He made sure it was acknowledged. I have one aunt, my father's sister Margaret, who has told me privately that she thinks I handled everything with grace, and that she knows my father would be proud. She was close to him and she understood his reasoning. That means more to me than I can say. My brothers and I are in a strange place right now. Marcus has gone back to not speaking to me, which honestly feels more peaceful than the alternative. Derek and I have had 2 conversations in the past few months that were almost normal. We talked about his kids, we talked about the holidays, we did not talk about the house or the money. I do not know if we will ever fully repair things. I hope we do because they are my brothers and my father loved them and that matters. But I also know that I have done nothing wrong. I respected my father's wishes. I honored what he worked for. And I refused to apologize for that. So Reddit. AITA for selling my father's house without warning my brothers and keeping all the money? Because half the internet will probably say I should have split it equally. But I want to know what you actually think. Was our father wrong for leaving it all to me? Was I wrong for honoring that? Or were my brothers wrong for expecting a share of something they never showed up for? Tell me your version.